Hi, Terry here again. I've been thinking this morning about the idea of, or the challenge of engaging news, engaging tough things without being engaged by them. It's a recurring theme in my life, and it reoccurs again this morning because last night Congress was working with making the presidential election official. And there have been conspiracies going on, and there was violence over the last while. Strong rhetoric, division going on over certifying the election. And how do I remain engaged, become aware of it, know the ins and outs, listen to things without being engaged or enraged or lose my bearings on it, get caught up in, if you will? How do I remain informed? How do I listen? How do I seek to empathize different sides and so on, and not be engaged by? Because when I'm engaged by, then I'm much more reactionary. And I get caught up in emotions, or I get angry or frustrated, and I more mirror what I'm watching rather than being able to step back and observe and wonder and react reasonably, or react from a sense of wanting to make things better rather than jumping in the middle of it and just being engaged by what's there. And then another area is the whole rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine. The delays and frustrations over that, of trying to work out the wrinkles. Many people deciding not to receive the vaccine, wondering when our turn will be. All those things, again, staying informed, listening and watching and listening to reports and even anecdotes without being engaged by it, without getting frustrated by. And how do I do that? For me, there's not really one easy solution. I do various things, like I listen, I get updated mostly in the morning so that I can kind of process it during the day while I'm doing other things, as well as sitting with it a little bit in the quiet of the morning, very early morning, where things are just naturally calm around me. I very seldom want to see updates or discuss with anybody such potentially engaging things at night just before I go to bed, because I know in that time things tend to spiral in my head. So that's one area. Second area is, who do I listen to? Who do I read? What newspapers, what articles? Which Facebook friends do I remain friends with? Which do I not read their news feed? Because some people just seem to elicit in me, or to prompt more being engaged by or angry. So I find ways of doing that. I wonder what you do to, again, remain engaged, show up, be aware of things, but then not be so engaged by it that you cannot be a help to, or a moderator for, or a wise voice. I love that concept, that I would love to be a wise voice that I can speak into, that I can maybe vote more reasonably, or at least not ramp up the violence or the anger or the frustrations. So think about that, if you would, with me. How do I remain engaged? To be aware, to listen, to connect with as much as possible, in such a way and to the extent of not being engaged by. There are times to mirror emotions and so on, just to help people process through it. And there are times to be less of a mirror and more of a wise, independent observer, or a wise, moderating voice, a calming voice. So think about that. Maybe today we can intentionally remember to be engaged, but not be engaged by. Have a great week.